restoration. One definition. Restoring what?
Wholeness.
Restoring wholeness. What if it was something even more? Something more. There's a mechanism of healing. Your bodies were designed to heal. We know if you cut yourself, it heals. And we know when a lot of people have an injury or have something happen in their life and it doesn't heal. We know a lot of those people, right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. In fact, once a person is diagnosed with an illness, what's the chances that they get over it? They still have it their whole life, right? The good alternative doctors, Western doctors, and they're treating the symptoms. They're treating the illness. They're trying to get rid of it. How many of you have tried to get rid of something in your life? And it keeps coming back. Again and again. Or you get rid of one thing and then you get something new. Wait a minute, I just got rid of that bad problem and now I got another one over here. Whether it's a health problem or a man or a woman or something. Work issue. Why do these things happen? We have to understand the bigger scope of what symptoms of disease, dis-ease in our life is. Then we can begin to approach it a little bit differently. What if everything in your life was a clue? That pain in your shoulder, that depression, that upset stomach. I had a woman who came to me once with an upset stomach, and she was taking pills. It just hurts all the time. And so I worked with her on my table a couple visits, and I was a little embarrassed because she didn't get better. And it wasn't about her not getting better. I didn't ask her a question. And I said, well, when does all this problem happen? She says, every time I eat. I said, well, what are you eating? She goes, fried chicken, French fries, fried this, fried that. It's like, why are you doing it? Oh, I said, well, getting nauseous and throwing up from that's perfect considering what you're putting in your body. So your body isn't doing anything wrong. So I want you to get that what if everything your body is doing is perfect? What if your life is perfect and everything that's showing up in the way that it's showing up is perfect and is the cure for what really ails you? Now, you don't like the symptom. You know, you don't like getting yelled at. None of us, anyone like that? Or somebody else being right and you being wrong. Or having some sort of other dis-ease, whether it's physical or emotional or material in the world. But it's all being created by something. Now, what if we took a new viewpoint? What if we actually began to take responsibility and just for the heck of it, say, okay, how am I creating this? What's my involvement in there? What do I need to change within myself to change my life? Change within creates change outside. Yes or no?
Yes.
You know this. So a lot of people heal and a lot of people don't. And today, the average person, you already know. You know what your symptoms are. You know what hurts. You know what doesn't work right. You know what hasn't healed. What if our bodies had this power to live and regenerate ourselves for many more years than we're even told is possible? You know, if one person can live to 140, couldn't everyone? If one person could live to 200, couldn't all of us?
Yes. And
so on. So we're at a very interesting time. This is a very different lecture because I don't have a script. Just to let you know. This is not... I planned for months or weeks or days, and I've given thousands of seminars that I did have a format. But today this is being led by something greater, something bigger than myself. And I'd like to share with you the secrets to healing, because we're in a place where there's a lot of modalities in the main showroom and everywhere else. They're not. Yeah. And machines and doohickeys and do-whats and, and people doing different things. And what's all that? So how come, let's just say someone goes, and that person heals. And then they do that over here, and that person doesn't. What's the difference? What's the difference? Readiness, availability, receptibility, time, it's time, or something deeper called what really does the healing. To know that, you'd have to know how you were created. What created your body? There's a healing force, a creative force that created your body. And that force is the only thing that heals the body. So no matter what anyone does, whether they're a Western doctor or an alternative doctor or someone shaking rattles, in order for you to get well, something has to turn on in you. Something has to let go in you. And then that thing that we want to call magic or a mystery or a miracle happens. And I mean, miracles happen all the time, right? I remember a young man in my town in Santa Rosa where I used to live. I live in Los Angeles now. 15 years old, had cancer. The doctors, everyone wanted to force him to do chemotherapy and radiation. And the 15-year-old ran away from home. And he came back about 8-9 months later, maybe it was a year. I don't know what he did in that time, but when he came back, he didn't have cancer. He was brave enough to make a change in his life that was going to help him to heal. What if the cancer was something in his home? His family, eating away at him. And he needed to get away and regroup. Most 15-year-olds don't have that tenacity to do that. In fact, most people don't have that tenacity to make a change in your life that will change your life, heal your body, heal everything. They're internal changes that take place. Now, you have to understand that who you are and what you are is a personality, yes? You all have a name, a look, a style, and it's your personality. Personality is also known as the ego mind. And it gets us into a little bit of trouble, doesn't it? It needs, it wants, it desires. It wants those things because it doesn't think it has it. It feels unloved, unwanted, abused, abandoned, lonely, lost, embarrassed, ridiculed. I've had all of those. How about the rest of you? All of those and more. I might just share a little bit about myself, just briefly. About 30 years ago, I was crippled and walked with a cane. I dragged my leg with sciatica. I prayed to die. The pain was so bad in my body. In addition to that, I had migraine headaches so bad, I mean, nothing would get rid of them. And I would just pass out about midnight. And then I wake up in the morning without it. And then by the end of the day, by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, migraine was back. 2 years migraines, 2 years sciatica, 2 herniated discs, thoracic outlet syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, manic depression, and a cell phone that goes off. Before there were cell phones. And I prayed to die because I went to all the different doctors, Western, my own profession as a chiropractor, and I got some temporary relief at best, and then it all came back within 24 to 48 hours, right back where I was. Does that sound familiar? Mm-hmm. And we spend a lot of money on all those things and do all those things, and no, you didn't waste any money about. You just discovered what doesn't work, and that can be good. And go, okay, then what does work? It's to understand that dis-ease is a separation from ourselves. It's a crisis in consciousness. We have thoughts and feelings and emotions and a pattern within us that disconnects us from the source that created us, which is the soul. And the soul is an intermediator for the greater energetic that we might call God or the I Am Presence. But it has a consciousness and it's there to guide you. And we're here to reunify with that soul. We've entered the age of Aquarius. Does anyone know that? And we've left the age of Pisces. Pisces is all about developing the personality and intelligence. So we have to know our history in order to know where we're going. But we weren't taught this in school. We've developed intelligence, fine art, architecture, civilizations, Roman civilization, Greek civilization, French architecture, you could keep going, skyscrapers, intelligence, science, and computers. I mean, inventing stuff beyond what we could even imagine what was. Every minute there's new technology, or every hour. I forget the exact time frame. So we've become very intelligent, but we've used it for gain. We've used it with selfishness. We've used it with a negativity that is the default of personality. They told me it was going to be loud next door after I said we were going to do some meditation. So I had to change it, but we're actually we are here in the meditation. You feel it. Are you there with me? Okay. Because there's something greater than our personalities that are here in the room. We have a strand of soul energy that comes in and through us. And our job in the age of Aquarius is to widen that bandwidth of soul through us, through our lifetimes, so that we emanate a fully dual being of soul and personality together. So you don't have to kill your personality or your ego. It's a matter of integrating it, which is by its nature negative. So when people are saying, well, think positive, lighten up, and then you want to sock them, right? Boom. Because our personality is not positive. So when we can finally say, okay, that's not the nature of the personality. It's negative here. Soul's positive here. When they meet, what happens? There's a 0 point. And the more soul that emanates through the body, it 0 points that negativity more and more and more until we're in a pure 0 point. Of not positivity, not negativity, but in present time consciousness, that in that instant of present time consciousness heals us. And we can have a moment of present time consciousness and heal one thing, and another moment and heal another thing and another thing, until it's so integrated as a being that we're a soul being that's integrated. Okay. I am the path and the way. The soul is speaking. I am the path and the way. The soul is saying, follow me. Allow yourself to surrender your point of view that keeps getting you into trouble. One of my mentors used to say, I'd rather be well than right. I'd rather be loved than right. I'd rather be love itself. That is the emanation and the energy of the soul. It is love. The personality doesn't have that capability. But the more soul we allow in, the more love we have to bring out. How many would like to be a walking healer? You walk through LAX. They're falling over left and right. There goes another one. They didn't make the plane, but they're kind of going, feel good in LA. What's happening here? So I'm going to ask you to open your heart chakra right now. Just open up and allow it to open. Just that command. The personality can at least command that. Open up the crown. Open that up to the soul. And move up, up, up. And allow yourself to meet the soul. If you're at the door, at the gate of the soul, allow yourself to pass through the gates. All you have to do is ask. Ask, and thou shalt receive. We just have to know what we need to ask for. Ask for that connection in each moment. Be in that connection in that moment. Ask a better question. What is it that I need to do in this moment to connect greater to soul? The heart of who I am, to communicate to me, to give to me. This is where we bring it in. We receive that, we ask, we receive, and we give out. It's a process that humanity is now crossing that line. That's actually we are. Because intelligence, at this point of technology, is dangerous. Yes? We've already had plenty of holocausts and wars and those things. And there are smart people, strategists, and all that kind of thing. Right? Smart, but not soul-embodied. Intelligence alone is destructive by its very nature. And since we are of the creative energy, we're constantly creating. and destroying, creating and destroying, creating and destroying ourselves. What if we could create and generate, create and generate? And it just kept expanding. Because that's who we really are. When you can really understand the depth of who you really are, and realize all that past stuff and everything you were told about yourself, that you weren't good enough, or you were bad, or how could you, or what do you think you're doing, young man or lady? And am I the only one who heard those things? It's in the consciousness. All of our brains literally integrate and connect with each other, and we're in this massive energy that's communicating all this information all over the place. Can't tell you how much of your thoughts and feelings aren't even yours. It's hearing everyone else and then believing that's you. First we do it in our family, and then it programs us because we have a memory. And science shows us that this memory patterns the brain and downgrades its plasticity. Isn't that a popular term these days? A popular term, plasticity. To heal, we must have a great brain plasticity. The brain is also the communication device for us and our soul, as well as our heart. Heart, brain. Heart has a tremendous amount of brain cells. So does your gut. So when we say our gut feeling, more brain cells in the gut, 26 feet of it in the brain. What do you know? So we've got a lot of brains in us to communicate and to receive and to take in this information. Now I've been working with thousands of people and training practitioners in something I call cellular resonance, based on another energetic medicine technique that I became a master of and instructor of. And I've taught all over, including in Palestine, to teach how to clear PTSD, because we're all suffering from PTSD. Stanford University confirms it. University, smart professors there and researchers. It's called the ACE study, that every child in the world is abused. That's the study. We're all suffering from abuse. But what is abuse? Everything that's everything that's under that line of soul. Everything that's less than love. We've all been treated with less than love in our lives, yes? Competition in school, favoritism, nepotism, all those isms. Right? All the isms. But we're all the same soul. And we have these beautiful personalities enveloped in all your uniqueness. But it's when we know that we have that level of love within us and access to us, and that we commit ourselves to that purpose. Because we all have a purpose. You know, a lot of speakers out there and teaching how to manifest your purpose, which is an idea of the ego. I'm going to have this business and do this thing and do my heart's desire and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's personality-based stuff. But without soul love, then what we do is we miss what we really came here for. Is to do these things, but having love run through us at every moment. So what I'm going to do in a moment is work with some people and see what's interfering. What's the interference between the memory, this subconscious memory, this personality field, energy, our localized energy field is our personality, and it hooks up to the big energy field, soul. We need those two to synchronize. Now in intelligence, personality, and love, soul, mesh, we get wisdom. And we're here in the next 25,000 years to develop this level of wisdom, so we all walk as wise men and women, fully. When are we going to start? I chose to start in this life because when I was 7 years old, I heard a voice speak to me, and I haven't really ever shared it with only just a few friends. I even hesitate to even share it with you now because it feels strange. And I don't know, should I do it?
Yeah.
Should I share that? So here I'm, a little Jewish kid walking down the playground in Studio City, and I hear this voice, and it goes, "You are the Christ. You are the Christ. You are the Christ." And I said, "Jesus? I can't tell my parents this." They're going to think I'm nuts. First of all, I heard voices, and then they told me I was Jesus. It took me a while to realize that Christ and Jesus is two different things. Jesus is a man who embodied soul fully in his lifetime, and when we embody it fully, we become Christed, filled with love. Or as we walk, people heal, and we become a healing force. And we just call them miracles, that only one person can do that. But you've all done little miracles, and there's no such thing as small miracles. You said, how did I do that? How did that happen? In that instance, you connected with soul, boom, it happened. So no matter what doctor or healer or person you go to, it's you're reconnecting to that heals you. You might have got some help. Who knows? I think there's one guy up in Canada, he punches people, and some of them actually heal. I guarantee it wasn't the punch itself. But something inside him says, "I hope I survive this big tough guy punching me in the face." Something they were willing to release, surrender to, and it connected. So I have a process to help you to connect to that I work on the table. I'm going to be doing workshops and seminars where I take a whole group with my team through both assisted work and group work and different exercises that help to reunite you to your soul intelligences. Your soul intelligences. Because that's the key. So whether the person was doing Reiki or this thing or putting these frequencies in, it was something that frequency did to kind of wake you to, and you connected. But it wasn't that in itself that did it. It was this above, down, inside out. I learned in chiropractic college. D.D. Palmer, the father of chiropractic, he was a spiritual healer. The commonplace manipulation that you might have heard of with chiropractic, that was just a kind of one little modality of many that they used. It was spiritual healing. But it came under a lot of attack, so it changed into trying to be scientific. Now, I've done research at Johns Hopkins and was reversing in the 1990s with Dr. Kadam doing the studies, me and my team of doctors doing the treatment, and we were reversing irreversible nerve conditions. I've seen every single condition get better, from fibromyalgia to spontaneous. Had a lady came to my lecture like this. She came to see me because she knew that there was a big stress in her life, which is the thing that initiates this personality to go, whatever our reaction is to it, and go into dis-ease. We're already in dis-ease and disconnection, but that's like the tripwire. So what if that disease that you got or have, those symptoms, are a gift right now to help lead you to a deeper connection to why you really came here? And I know that's so. I know that when my disc herniated, I had to be a perfectionist. I had to do everything perfect. And they blew because I didn't get straight A's in chiropractic college working full time 50 hours a week. I got a 3.49999. I was upset with that 0.999. I just needed 1.0001% more, and then I'd be perfect. And my parents would love me, and I have magna cum laude on my diploma, which had never gotten anyone well. So it's a good thing I didn't get that, because I got really sick, went into a room like this of doctors, and a pioneer in energetic medicine worked on me in 10 minutes. I walked without the cane, no pain in my legs. Still had back pain, but the pain in my legs were gone, and that's what was excruciating, because it was like this electrical shock constantly with every movement. And the weakness in my legs returned instantly, even though the leg had already shrunken up a little bit. So if you name it, I've seen it get well. When I was in Israel, I was working with this young man who was traumatized in the military. And he wasn't that Israeli. He was just a very, very sweet young guy put on in the military. He couldn't handle that Israeli pressure to defend the country. It's a very strong pattern. And he got Crohn's disease. His gut's eating itself up, his colon eating itself up. And I worked with him for about a dozen visits, about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, a dozen times. And then I left Israel. Didn't talk to him. His sister lives in Los Angeles. She's married to a medical doctor. She calls me up. I don't want my husband to know I'm coming, but my brother, or you healed him. Crohn's is totally gone. I said, I wish I knew. I mean, I knew he was going to get better. It's nice to hear. And I came. Her son had some sort of ADD, behavioral problems, and I treated him twice, and he was fine. Because he was responding to the thoughts and the feelings between the mother and the father. All right? And you're responding to your thoughts and feelings of your mother and father and grandparents and grandfather, and it just goes all the way back, and we call it the genetic history and lineage. But we can break that. We can overcome the negativity of our forefathers by emanating and healing that. But we have to be committed. We have to take self-responsibility and say yes. Yes to bringing this in. Yes to letting it heal us. Yes to letting it inspire us. Not motivate us. That's personality is motivation. Fear-based. Inspiration is soul, spirit-based. So, how are we doing in the room? Anything happening for anybody? Feeling something, experiencing something.
I'm falling asleep. Yeah.
All right. Hope I'm not boring.
No,
I know.
The energy is
the energy comes in when your nervous system goes from fight or flight into healing. Whoa, that's a pretty good drug, I mean, I have one video up on YouTube, and I always get these. I'm pretty sure it's young guys going, "Well, whatever that dude's smoking, man, I like that." All right. So when we start to bring in that energy, it begins to take us out of sympathetic neurological dominance, fight the tiger or the bear, into parasympathetic healing, relaxation. Our brain waves need to go into a deep delta wave in order to heal. And most people are running their life in their sleep way up here in gamma, beta, and if they can drop down to low alpha, which is a light meditative state, they're lucky. Like when you're just kind of chilling at the pool. Alpha, right? And then go into theta, a deeper meditative state, and then delta, where you're in deep sleep. And our bodies and the brains need to do this deep delta wave in order for us to heal. And that means that the brain has to go into it and reintegrate together holographically into a whole brain. And then that's when the plasticity starts to shift and change, and our rigid brain becomes this fluid energy ball with soul. So I'm going to continue allowing what's happening to continue, since I'm not in charge of it, but we are connected to it with your awareness. So is there anyone who has something that they really like to heal? And I'd like to start with somebody that hopefully I don't know, I've never met, and that you have pain, a great deal of pain in your body. Pain. Okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, what level of pain are you in?
It's been 7.
Right now?
Right now, 7.
7. All right, there's a fair amount of pain. And you?
This is one area, so I think the left.
Where's your pain?
I have full body pain.
Full body pain. Yeah. Side comments. And yours?
My neck.
Neck. All right. A single area is easier. What do you have?
Sacroiliac pain.
Sacroiliac pain. All right, well.
Come on, more here.
Let me just ask. I'll take full body pain. I usually go for one area, but let's see what full body pain shows us too. Yes, come on up. You're willing to let me work with you, right? Touch your body.
Oh yeah.
It's okay? Okay.
This verse is primarily for pain.
No. I'm only using pain as an example because when pain gets better, we have a what?
Tangible.
A tangible result. All right? If someone says they have a sleep problem, unless they fall asleep on my table, maybe, we're not going to know till tonight. Or if someone says, I have breast cancer, we're not going to know that that's healed till maybe a day or a week or a month from now. Does that make sense? Vision. Sometimes there's an immediate change, but other times with those optic nerves, the energy takes a little while. All right? But I've seen every condition get better. All right? I had Marilyn. I don't remember her name. One of my very first patients in the 90s. She drove from San Francisco. Marilyn Larkin. God, remember, sweetheart. She was 68 years old. I was only like 30-something at the time. And so it was like, I'm thinking, she seems so old. Now, my 60th birthday is in 10 months from now. All right.
Great.
All right, thank you. All right. So lay on your back.
Okay.
And we're just going to take, what's your name?
Laura.
Laura. All right, so let's take a look at Laura. Can you speak down to the end? Yeah. Go farther. Good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scan Laura's energy field. Her brain and nervous system is running her body, because all pain is excess energy, and all disease is stuck energy in one part or another. Now, you could have a disease in your prostate, and the energy could be stuck somewhere else in your body. So just treating the problem, even with all holistic, let's stick some needles in that prostate. Ouch. Probably that's why it didn't work, because you have to evaluate and find the real cause, and beyond the cause, the creation point, which is oftentimes beyond this life. So we're going to find a code, work with her, see what it is, and I'm just going to just see if her body can hold this arm up. I just want to see if she can take a command of holding her arm up. Bring this one here. Command here. Hold. Hold this up. Good. Close your eyes. Hold it up. So she can hold it up. Good. I'm just going to scan her. You can put this one down. Let's just see what her chakras do. Whoa. Her heart chakra. Just put love there. She goes, I don't want that. All right. Hold here. Good. So heart. So we know that that's an area that needs to be worked on. I want you to think about your pain. Think about the pain and hold your arm up. When she thinks about the pain, the arms, they stay strong. Sometimes they'll go weak. I just wanted to check on that. I'm going to put this arm down here. I want to see how her brain is. Let's see if her brain can turn on and off at night when she goes to bed. So hold this arm up. Hold. Good. I'm going to touch on this master reflex. That's an acupuncture. And this one, just stay strong. It should go on, off, on, off. We're all connected. She's connected to me. I'm touching her. So I just did myself. On, off. Hold this here. On, off. Oh, that's on the spot. There we go. Off. Off. One finger to the other right spot. Off. Good. Then on. Strong as can be. Got it? All right. So her brain doesn't switch off. So she's ready to fight a bear and tiger 24 hours a day. No wonder she hurts. No wonder she hurts. She's fighting a bear. You mean if you were doing this all day long, would you hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you misdirected all that energy into your heart, you might have what? Heart attack. If you misdirected into your liver, pancreas, kidneys, you might have kidney failure or diabetes, etc. So it's all crisis in consciousness, the way that our consciousness is stuck in personality in some fear-based hate, resentment, remorse. Let's find out what it is. Or, your name again?
Laura.
Laura. Laura. All right. Eyes open. Eyes closed. Take your hand off your body. Good. Let's see what she looks like here. That leg turns in here. That one locks there. That's her stuck brain. All right? Because she's like this. So she's planted, ready to do battle. She's such a nice person. Not really. All right? We have, when we realize that we have not nice parts, that we lie, we cheat, everyone does that. Sometimes we're a penny. Oh, there's a painting. Whose is it? Mine now. All right. So let's see what we got here. Yes, let's communicate with her. Yes. Close your right eye and look upward towards your head. Yeah, forehead. Yes. Oh, never feel right, huh? Right. Something happened in your life that didn't feel right.
That's true.
Yeah. Close your right, the eye I told you to do. All right, good. You can hold it too. So it's in her limbic system of her nervous system. Limbic's the emotional center. That's what I'm finding on her. Everyone's different. You know, just because everyone has pain doesn't mean it's in the same place where the cause is. So think about right, not feeling right. You never feel right. Goes weak. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. And think right. Feeling of right. And the biggest stress around right in your life. Not feeling right, maybe be wrong. Something you felt was absolutely not right that they did that, said that. Right. 33. Right and the energy of 33. Because she didn't get to express all of who she is. And she's been fighting for the right to be herself her whole life. And as soon as we fight with that, we can never have what we're fighting with. We have to surrender to it. Head up and down. Good. Good. Hold this up. Right, clear. Good. Feeling right. I want you to feel right in every cell of your body. Feeling right in every cell. Feeling right going to every cell. Ah. The right of soul. Right. Going to her. So she's pushing it out. So allow the rightness of soul, the rightness of love to come through all of your bodies. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Close your eyes. Look down. Five right. Five right. The right to be free. To be the soul that you are. It's the meaning of these frequencies. I'm just letting the soul flow through me without hindrance as much as I can. As the personality that I am. Good. Lift your head up and down. Right. Flowing to every cell. Going to every cell. Feeling of right. The consciousness of right coming down through you. Good. Consciousness of right is different than the feeling. We want to be in the consciousness. That's soul. Feeling is personality. All right. Something a little different here. Good. Pardon?
That is different.
Yeah. Gumby. Almost. Good. More emotional now. Yes. Good. So now we just talk to her. Doctors don't do that much to their patients, do they? Nope. Amazing how every patient doesn't even realize they tell me what the problem is before they even know that they told me what it was. But I'll listen. So hold here. I want you to think about this. How long have you had the pain? 8 years. Think about having that pain 8 years. That's a long time to be in pain. Okay? It's better than 80 years. I've seen some that were almost that long in pain. Cool. I was in Palestine. I worked on this 75-year-old man who had this neck pain his whole life. And I just treated him this much, and he could turn his neck for the first time and no pain. He goes, it's the first time, a little tear came out. The first time ever. He said, please come for Ramadan. The Jewish kid. I got invited all over. Help people. Serve people. And all the barriers come down between us. All of them. So let's see what was going on 8 years ago in your life. What was the big stress? Do you recall? Yes? She said, uh-huh. Yeah? She goes, shoot, do I have to say out loud? No, she doesn't have to say out loud. Unless you want to. But hold his. I just want you to think about the stress. Just think what happened 8 years ago. Really hold your arm up and think what happened 8 years ago. That's it. Short-circuiting your brain, throwing all that energy, making pain. Or cancer, or diabetes, or fibromyalgia, or name another 10,000 illnesses. It's all the same. I'm treating anything here. I'm treating her, not her pain. When I work with anyone, it's about getting to the real reason why we're disconnected, so we can reconnect. And that's it. So think of that pain. Just know it's okay if you cry. What happened 8 years ago, most deeply, what hurt you most. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Close your eyes and bring them up here. Good. Think one sex, whatever that means to you, this stress 8 years ago. One sex. I'm just a giant jumper cable for soul. Reconnecting her. And there it goes. And it connects. Beautiful. Head up. Head down. Think of that big stress. Good. Think of that big stress now. It's healing her heart. Good. That stress. Good. Good. Another person involved in that experience? Of course. All right. Will you repeat these words after me? Towards that person?
Towards that person?
Yes. You say this with that person in mind, right in front of you. You're never going to do this in front of them, by the way. None of you do this in front of the person. It has nothing to do with them. All right? Your process is your process in your life. If you do it in front of them, not a good thing. It'll backfire. 99.100%. All right. I forgive you.
I forgive you.
For the harm that you caused me.
For the harm that you caused me.
So she's holding back forgiveness. She's interfering with forgiveness. Forgiveness is just a state of being. I let go. Boom. But she has interference. And the personality can just say, no. You did some forgiveness already, didn't you? Yes. See, it didn't work. Why? Because the cell didn't get it. She didn't believe it. It was just an act of the personality, and the personality cannot heal the personality. Forgiveness is about releasing the personality to soul. Has anyone ever told you that? It's very important. I just got it just now. And I've been doing this 30 years.
Can you repeat what you just said?
I have no idea. I'm not giving a seminar. I'm talking to numbers. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Soul.
Thank you. Soul. So think about forgiving this person. Okay. Breath in through your mouth. Close your eyes and look down. Think 7, perfection. You heard of waiting for Godot, waiting for perfection to show up. It ain't going to happen. Until soul steps in, that is perfection. The only perfection there is. And then that which emanates through soul, source, creator, God, however you want to call it. 7, perfection. Restoring the perfection. Right there. Restoring her to perfection. Perfection is connection. Head up and down. Good. And think about that. Good. Think about forgiveness. I forgive you. Say it.
Forgive you.
I forgive you for all the harm you caused me. I give you permission to forgive me.
I forgive you for all the harm you caused me.
Good. I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for allowing you to cause me harm.
for allowing me to cause me
You've got to take responsibility for all those areas. So she's okay there if it was the forgiveness there, and we've got a lot more going on here.
Wrap it up here now. Next speaker is getting ready.
Great, thank you. All right, go ahead and walk. That's all the time I have for you. Walk and come back. Walk and come back. Go that way again. Good. We got to fly to the other speaker, but come in. I have 2 quick announcements. It'll take less than 30 seconds. Come this way. Good. Just, where's your level of pain now?
a lot less. I would say like a 4.
A 4. Awesome. I like
Yeah.
that. That's it. And it'll continue going down. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. 4. She has more to learn from this experience. So Soul's going to challenge her, not let all the pain go away until she gets the fullness of what she needs to get and learn from it. You get it? So we need to learn from what our dis-ease is. And thank you so much for being here. And walk with the Soul. Always. Thank you.